Dun, dun.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to what we watched last weekend. I'm Lady Shasha, the mistress of the snark, and I'm joined by Tony Man 100.
Hello, everyone. This episode is not going to be what we watched last weekend because, well, I mean, no, because it comes out this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, continue with the show.
I think I'd like to start with a memory.
Memories. Yes. By the way, you can't hear my TV, right?
No.
My Alexa's acting a fool, by the way. I keep telling it to turn my light up to 100%, and it keeps telling me it's not connected, but it will turn it. It will turn to different colors.
Mm. Hang on just a second. There we go.
Take your
And
time. I'm here to see if anybody comes on the stream to greet them. Yeah, but yeah, Alexa's so
okay,
stupid.
now all of a
There we
sudden
go.
now there it goes. I tried to add it like 3 times and it wasn't coming up, the image.
Well, all right.
I tried to put some of the most memorable things. I mean, there's more than just these few memorable things from the 1978 Superman. Did you
That's
happen
right.
to see this one in the movie theater?
Yes, I absolutely did.
And what's your
Lucky
memory of
me.
going to see it at the movie
Oh,
theater? Well, how old were you,
well,
first of all?
it's 78, and I was born in 73, so 73, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was 5,
Mm-hmm.
so I just remember the baby, like baby Superman in that Krypton star thing
Mm-hmm.
crashing and him being naked. I remember seeing him being naked.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure this was in 78 and not like 79?
Nope, it was 78.
Damn. That's a weird. Okay, so yeah. What else do you think? What else do you need me to remember? I remember Lex Luthor, of course, Gene Hackman, Miss Tessmacher. I remember his bumbling idiot guy as assistant. So it was like, oh, do okay, boss. And then, of course, who can forget Superman flying around the world backwards to make the
Mm-hmm.
universe go backwards? Come on.
I remember the pimp that said, "Say, man, that's a bad outfit."
Everybody remembers that because everybody
Yep.
laughed in the theater.
I remember him changing his clothes in the phone booth. I
Nope.
remember.
Do you remember? Do you remember what happened when he first tried it?
No, I don't remember.
When with the helicopter. This is how much I know this movie. With the helicopter, when Lois Lane's helicopter crashed onto the building and it was like leaning over. Oh, and by the way, Fomiki Latte says, "Hey y'all, she's right
Mm-hmm.
here. Can I show it? There it
Yeah, I
goes."
got it. There it goes. Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, when Lois Lane,
Mm-hmm.
she flew like she was in a helicopter in the news and it crashed on the roof and it was
Mm-hmm.
hanging on the side. That's when he said, "Hey man, that's bad." That's when that dude said, "Hey man, it's a bad outfit." But when he first tried to go, if I remember correctly, he was walking down the street and he looked up. And the very first telephone booth he went to was a half phone booth, and he just
Mm-hmm.
looked at it up and down, and then he
Yep.
found one.
Didn't he catch a bus or something too? I feel like he
Helicopter.
caught
He
a
caught the
bus.
helicopter.
He didn't
He
blow a
said,
bus
"Going
or move a
down."
bus.
No,
Maybe that
that
was
was in
Superman
part
2.
2.
That's Superman 2. Sorry. So which one were they at Niagara Falls? Was that Superman 2?
That was Superman 2.
Yeah, that's what I remember more because I saw Superman 2 in the movie theater. I didn't see the first Superman in the movie theater because I was 3 years old. I don't think my parents would took me to the movies that young, but I did see Superman 2, and I remember we had to sit in the front. Actually, it was my uncle Pat that took us. Took
Mm-hmm.
me and my cousins and my brother, and we went to see Superman 2 at Showcase Cinemas in East Hartford, and we had to sit in the front row in order for all of us to sit together because we were all little kids, so we couldn't like be in separate areas of the theater. So in order for all of us to sit together, we had to sit in the very front row.
Well, here's a quiz for you. In the middle with him on the train tracks, why is he doing that?
I don't remember what happened to the train
Oh
that
my
broke the
goodness.
tracks.
Jeez, you don't? Lex
No, I don't.
Luthor launched off 2 nuclear missiles on the San Andreas Fault, trying to make it fall into the ocean, California.
Oh,
And
mhm.
Superman was saving everybody in California.
Yeah,
And
I didn't.
that was part of the earthquake. Was
Mhm.
the train tracks fell apart? The train was coming, and he did that. And that's why he had to go fly backwards to reverse time, because Lois Lane got caught in a tremor
Mhm.
or in a crack in the earth, and then the rocks came and buried her red. I think it was a a red Chevy.
Was it Superman 1 or 2 where he gave up his powers for like a day and a half to
That was
be
Superman 2.
with Lois Lane, and he went to the diner, and he got a bloody
That
nose for the first time.
that was
Yeah,
Superman 2.
I remember Superman 2.
Yeah,
Most of,
Superman simped out his powers before a woman. He
I
didn't want to
wouldn't.
be the baddest man on the planet. He wanted.
I
He
thought
felt
he
like
just
he had
didn't.
to be normal.
I just thought he didn't want to break her back and wanted to be able to sleep with her.
Well,
Because I always thought that like he's Superman, he could accidentally snap her spine by mistake.
it's all about it's not it's the motion of the ocean, man. Think
Yeah,
about that.
but can he control his super speed?
I don't know. You ask Furious 5.
Yeah. Mhm.
Why? What did he say?
It wasn't Furious 5. I think you're thinking of the dudes that did Rapper's
Oh,
Delight. They
Treacherous
weren't.
3.
Yeah, yeah. He said Superman can't satisfy you with his little worm, but I could bust you out with my super sperm.
That's right. Because he's something with the red or blue
Yeah,
tights.
I cannot finish the bar because
Yeah,
it's problematic.
bars. Okay, so yeah, Superman 2, Superman, the original Superman. Still, it's to me, you can't not like the intro,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
with
think
the
is
words
it
coming in and flying out.
Hans Zimmer that did the score?
I don't know.
I'm
When
gonna
I was
ask
too young.
Google. Who wrote the score for the 1978 Superman? John Williams. I'm glad I looked it up. It's John Williams, not Hans Zimmer.
Well, he did a
Yeah,
great
that
job.
score was amazing.
It was just, yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
but me looking at it with my little nostalgic kid eyes, I thought it
Hmm.
was a good. Like I liked that Superman, and I didn't think of like back then I wasn't all into comic books yet, so it was just Superman.
Have you ever seen the George Reeves Superman? The one in black and white.
No.
I haven't
No.
either. It's hard for me to get past how baggy his outfit is. I can't. And he's like holding in his stomach the whole, like every time I see scenes from it, you could tell he's visibly trying to hold his stomach in.
Hey, let the man. Hey, let the
And
man
he's got
live.
on baggy
Oh,
red
he can't
drawers.
live anymore,
It's
but
terrible.
well,
Say
you know
again.
what? Hey, I said nothing. I said let the man live, and then I said, well, he's not living anymore.
Oh yeah. By the way, his
So
son is in this movie. He's a
really,
background. He's in the background. He's a Easter egg character that's in the background of the Daily Planet. But there is a Reeve in this movie.
yeah. Well, I still don't understand one thing
I
about
mean, the
Superman.
2025 movie, I should say.
I like how they tried to explain it
Hmm.
in the new one, but I
Well,
still.
wait till we
No,
get to the
I'm
new.
not spoiling it. I'm not spoiling it.
Okay.
I'm making a logical question.
Mhm.
I'm asking a logical. You could tell he's from another planet. All
Mhm.
the Superman. Why? Because curl in the front, glasses. I'm Clark Kent. I don't have superpowers. Glasses off, curl gone. I'm a superhero. Come on, how stupid are humans to go? Hey, that like his hair never dropped it. Like, come on. The only
Well, I
person that caught
think
it was Lois Lane.
yeah, but also going back and watching because I did rewatch Superman probably 2020. Yeah, because when we were during the pandemonium and everyone was quarantined, me and Driscoll went back and watched a lot of movies that we saw as kids. I think we watched Buckaroo Banzai also, but we watched Superman back in
Oh
2020.
God.
And one of the things I noticed as an adult is the subtlety in Christopher Reeve's acting. when
Oh
he's
yeah,
being Clark Kent and then he changes to Superman. As a child, I didn't notice it, but as an adult, I noticed how well how well he did that. Like he really sold Clark Kent as this clumsy, fumbling, nerdy type character.
yeah.
Even his
Did you?
posture changed. Like his posture when he's Clark Kent is very like demure and not trying to take up too much space, whereas his posture as Superman is like, yeah, he's very broad chested, shoulders back, like I'm that dude.
But she found out because she was like, whenever there's trouble,
Mm-hmm.
you disappear, and Superman shows up.
Yep.
There's something to because she's a
Yes.
reporter.
Yes.
But did you notice how much she was smoking in the original
Oh, well,
1978
it's the
movie?
70s. Everyone's always smoking in the
I
70s.
was like, good lord.
Was that her also in Black Christmas? Oh, have you seen Black Christmas?
Oh no.
I think it was also Margot Kidder in Black Christmas, and she's smoking a lot in that. She's drinking too. She was drinking and smoking in that a lot. But it's
Do you
70s movies. That's what people did.
realize everybody in
Mhm.
the original Superman that starred in it is no longer with us?
Oh wow.
Gene Hackman,
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve, Margot
hmm
Kidder. All three of
Um,
them
Marlon
are
Brando because he played
Marlon
Jor-El.
Brando. Yep.
hmm
I was always in love with Superman's his mom. I was like, oh, she's so pretty because she
Yeah.
reminded me of the Princess Ordala, I think it was from Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
hmm
I'm nerding out with this Buck Rogers stuff, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
But
what
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what was your favorite part of the movie besides the hey man, that's a bad outfit?
That probably is my
No
favorite part of
action.
the
You
first.
didn't like any of the action?
I can't remember most of the action
You
except
saw
for
it in
when he killed.
2020. That was 5 years ago.
I know, but I still don't remember it like
I
that.
haven't
I
seen it
still
since
remember.
maybe 85, 90, and I can remember the movie still.
I don't think the first Superman is as memorable as Superman 2.
Oh, are, are you sure? Because we recently, as in like within the last year, saw Superman 2 again.
hmm
When we got the when the TV, when you got the good TV over there,
hmm
we watched Superman 2 again. So it might be a little bit of recency
It could be
bias.
recency bias. Yeah, I think it is recency bias.
Because yeah, yeah, man,
I think it's Gene
mm,
Hackman as Lex Luthor, right? That's Gene
I,
Hackman.
I said that.
Oh, my bad.
I did. I didn't say Gene Simmons. I said
Mhm.
Gene Hackman
But to
or
be fair,
Gene
that's
Wilder.
Superman the movie was like all we kind of had for a good decade, other than the Greatest American Hero that was on television.
That was
I'm trying to
supposed to be a
think.
mock.
Yeah, I know, because we didn't get Batman until 1989.
Ugh, don't even. Ugh,
We
I
did have the
don't.
Wonder Woman. Well, was that 70s?
Yeah, we have Wonder Woman.
Was that on the 70s during the 70s or 80s?
Yeah, Linda Hamilton. My little sister loved that
Yeah.
show. She used to sit in the living room with a robe on and do
Was
the
it
Wonder
on
Woman
during the
spin.
70s or the 80s? I'll look it up because
I said 70s.
No, you
You
said
could look.
yeah.
You said was it on in the 70s, and I said yeah. Okay.
I'm looking up now the Wonder Woman series because it might have ran 76 to 79. It was only 3 years. Wow. I guess I was watching the replays in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the Incredible Hulk? I remember seeing that as a kid. Incredible Hulk TV show.
Yep. That's
This
Marvel.
ran 1977, 5 seasons. So that was also 70s into the early 80s.
Do you remember the Friday night double banger as a kid?
No.
It was Dukes of Hazzard at 8,
Mm-hmm.
and then Incredible Hulk I think at 9, and then from 10 to 11 before the news. I think it was Hill Street Blues. Then maybe Hill Street Blues or one of those shows. So it was like 2 shows for kids. Well, not really for kids, but you gradually went from one to the other. But all I remember was after the Incredible Hulk, it was time for bed. It was
My bedtime was 7 p.m., which kind of sucks in the summertime because it's still light out. So
Jesus.
I saw Incredible Hulk when it reran in the 80s. So I saw the reruns, and I
Wow.
remember It's how I learned how to tell time when I was 5 years old. Because I remember
Wow.
having to know where the hands are on the clock, so I know it's 3 o'clock. So that's when the Incredible Hulk comes on.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's when it came on. I'm guessing since I was about 5, it had been around 1980 or 1981.
I just remember it being at night.
Yeah, I saw it during the daytime, so it had to be the earlier seasons had to have been rerun on another channel.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know, Will, because I used to watch the first run because that was my night with my
There's
dad.
a lot of stuff I saw in the 80s that I thought was from the 80s, but didn't realize that they were rebroadcast from the 70s. Like there was a TV movie called Gargoyles, and I saw it probably in 1983 or 84, but apparently it's from the 70s as well. I don't know if you
Huh.
saw that TV movie. Did you see the TV movie Gargoyles?
No, I did not.
Oh God,
I
it was
wasn't
so
allowed
good.
to watch movies past 9 o'clock. Remember, I had to go to bed
Mm,
at or was it? I would watch 8 to 9, and then 9 to.
hmm
If it was a special night, stay up a little later. But
hmm
it was like back in the 80s. That's when they had like the Saturday night's main event
hmm
for WWF at the time. They would replace Saturday Night Live, and I would always like look for the TV guides.
hmm
No, it was the 90s. It might have been 80s or 90s, but I remember looking at the TV guide to find out, like, because you know how they used to publish them weekly.
hmm
I would look to see, oh, if it just says Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night's Main Event, and then I would be like, oh yes, this is going to be a good week because they only did it like once a month, I think it was,
hmm
or it felt like once every 3 months, but
I should clarify. My bedtime was 7 o'clock when I stayed with my grandparents, and I lived with them for 12 years. When I stayed with my parents, bedtime was 8 o'clock, except for on Fridays and Saturdays we could stay up late, especially if we had slumber parties. A lot of times, my aunt and uncle will come over, and my cousins would come over. And while the adults were in one room, we'd be in another room with videos. Well, it was really good when we would go to absolutely when my parents would bring us to my aunt and uncle's house because they had a living room and a den. So the
oh,
parents would be in the living room. Um, this was on Harold Street in Hartford.
mm-hmm.
Um, my uncle Eric had a house there on Harold Street, and that house had upstairs, downstairs, basement, had a eat-in kitchen, and had a living room and a den. And the parents would be in the living room just talking, doing whatever, and us kids would be in the den with the TV and the VCR. And what they would do is my aunt would go and get pizza, and my parents would bring us to the video store and let us pick out some movies. And at that time, it was kind of like they had a special. It was like 5 movies for $5 for 5 days, even though it was
Yeah,
only the weekend. And because there was 4 of us kids, because I think my brother was with my brother was with his mother the weekends because his mother had
mm-hmm.
weekend visitations. So he was with her. So it'd be me and my sister and my 2 cousins. So it'd be 4 of us, and we would get to pick 4 movies, and then the parents would pick one movie that they're gonna watch, and then they're gonna hang out and chit chat and do whatever. So I remember that's how I saw a lot of that's how we saw Chud. We were obsessed with Chud in the 80s. There was another one we saw, Eyes of Fire together. What else? We saw Child's Play. That was another one we watched together, the VCR.
Yeah,
Almost all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I didn't get to see a Nightmare on Elm Street in a movie theater until Freddy's Dead came out. That was the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie I got to see in a movie theater.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm possibly going to pull your card right now and ask you a question.
hmm
Who was the one that picked the really nasty horror movies on VHS? It wasn't your sister, was it?
What do you mean by nasty? You mean gory?
Yeah.
Yes, that was me.
This is where you cut. That's where you
Mhm.
came from.
Yeah. As
That's
soon as
your
you know what it started with, I think it started probably with John Carpenter's The Thing and the 1988 remake of The Blob.
I like that one.
That's when I was like, I love these movies. Oh, and Reanimator. We rented Reanimator also. That was a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and so you didn't have to like hide the cover on your mom. You would just because remember
No,
it
so
would be the box, and then the VHS would be behind it. You just grab the VHS and
they
bring it up.
never checked. They never checked. My mother didn't care until, like I said before, it wasn't until
Yeah,
Black
nice
Devil Doll
mom.
from Hell is when my mother said, "Oh, okay, now that's inappropriate."
Yeah, you have
We
a
could
nice
watch people
mom.
we could watch people get chopped up, we could watch people get melted, we could watch zombies, we could watch vampires, we could watch, American Werewolf in London is another one that, we didn't rent. Actually, my mother owned the VHS of American Werewolf in London. We can watch all that, but a doll cursing out a woman and having, forced relations with her was a step too far. But we rented it because we thought it was gonna be like Child's Play. Like, we had no idea that it wasn't gonna be like Child's Play.
Hmm.
Um Hellion Hellfighter is here. They say, hey everyone. Hey, Hellion Hell. So that's a mouthful to say.
Hellion
Hellion
Hellfighter
Hellfire.
or
Welcome to the
Hellion.
stream. Midnight Messiah Returns is here. Welcome to the stream. Do you guys, all three of you that are here in the chat, or six or however many, what are your memories of the original Superman the movie? Did you see it in the movie theater? Did you see it on VHS via rental? Did you see it on cable TV? Let me know what your memories of the original Superman are.
I can wait. Well, let me just as we're waiting for the response. I could tell you that when Friday
Mm-hmm.
nights too with us
Mm-hmm.
with my mom was pretty much she would tell me and Ryan because Chris was always my oldest sister was with her friends, right,
Mm-hmm.
staying over there. So she'd tell me and my little sister go get your movies, and we'd get the movies, but it was always the same two movies. I used to get the Starcade '85, I think it was, because it was a first time I've ever seen like WCW wrestling that's like down
Mm-hmm.
south. It was bloody, it was gory wrestling, and it was a double VHS tape, so it was like two tapes in one.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan, my sister would always get Grease. And then my mother, we didn't have a VCR, so my mother would rent the VCR because you can rent the VCR for $2 for the weekend. So she would rent a VCR,
Mm-hmm.
and Ryan would watch Grease, and then I would
Mm-hmm.
watch, I would watch my wrestling in black and white.
I still remember when my Uncle Pat told me that wrestling wasn't real when I was 9 years old, and I argued with him. I argued him down. He just kept on laughing and saying it's not real, it's scripted, and I did not believe him.
Yeah, my uncle said the same thing to me. He was like, they don't bleed. That's just ketchup. And I'm like, that's a lot of ketchup that they're using because I even when I was young, I knew they were bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know.
Eric Shosted says, saw it in the theater as a 5-year-old in
Thank you,
1978.
Eric. That's right.
Midnight Messiah Returns says, I saw it on cable TV. It was all right for me. And then Eric also says, saw Superman 2 with a buddy getting dropped off at the movies by grandma. Yeah, I remember that my grandmother used to drop us at the movies too. I remember being a little bit upset because I think at the time I was 12, but I was almost 13. So I wanted to go in to see PG-13 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was forced to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit with my younger sister and my younger cousin like 3 times. I'm pretty sure we paid
I
to
can't even do it
see
anymore.
Who Framed
Please.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit 3
Yeah.
times at the movie theater. I was a little bit upset because I was like, I don't want to see this movie again.
You know, I gotta ask the chat. I gotta ask Eric personally one question. Eric, when you saw it in the theater, did as a 5-year-old, because I saw it with my cousin and we were both. I was 5 and he was I'm older than him by a year, so he was 5 and we were like, hey, we're like, are we seeing penis? Because the little kid, remember, he was standing up holding the truck and he was butt naked, and we were just like, that little kid's naked. And I remember just freaking out, like, because we saw somebody naked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Hellion says, I saw it on VHS. I thought Christopher Reeves was kind of evil in the movie.
No, man, he was a hero. What are you talking about? It was the best movie ever. That one. But, you can't get better than the original. Sorry.
I disagree.
Spoiler alert. Well, semi Nope.
Eric Shosta said you were correct. There
Yeah,
was full frontal baby.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
They showed it, and
Um,
we just were like, okay.
Speaking of the new one, let's get into that one. Spoiler free. This section will be spoiler free. I will let you know when we get into spoilers. Now, you said there's nothing better than the original 1978 Superman, and I disagree. I really liked this Superman.
I didn't.
We'll
You're
start
not
with
going to
you.
get a lot of even in the spoiler review. You're not going to get you're going to have to like handle that whole spoiler review and give it all the
Mhm,
praise
mhm.
because I didn't find anything amusing about this movie. I literally was wait, go ahead.
Well, I really enjoyed it, but I also enjoy I forget the director's name, James Gunn. I enjoyed his Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and I like how he frames things. He makes things serious, but not so serious that it makes you feel downtrodden after watching it. And he gives it just enough levity without being overly silly. Like this was not overly silly to me. It was just enough levity to make it fun, like a fun summertime movie. I like the storyline. You do have to listen to the dialogue. You do have to look at the screen because a lot of the story is shown through what's on the computer screen, what's being texted, what is on the news reports. So it gave you a lot to look at. I enjoyed the different characters. I think if you are a fan of different forms of Superman, I think you're going to have more fun with this movie because there are things that harken back to the actual comic books. There are things that harken back to the Super Friends cartoon from the 70s. There are things that harken back to the newer comic book series that came out in the early 2000s. So he kind of basically marveled. He did what they do with Marvel, where Marvel sometimes will combine different versions of a character into an amalgamation of a character. Like they'll combine, like say they have. Let me think of what's Marvel's oldest character. Spider-Man is pretty old, and what they did with Spider-Man is they Marvel produced Peter Parker, but also produced Miles Morales, and I liked both of those outings. I liked the and I'm not a huge fan of Spider-Man. The earlier Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, I was not a huge fan of those. It's just
See,
these new ones I kind of really like, and I really like the Miles Morales Spider-Man movies. And it felt like James Gunn came to help DC out. Like, let me throw you a bone because y'all been messing up for quite some time now. And we need to throw you a bone and show you a little bit. I'm gonna show you what I learned from Marvel, and this is how we're gonna do it. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. It still is very much a DC property. And I liked how James Gunn is able to say, okay, let me take what I learned from Marvel, apply it to DC while still having a DC feel for the movie. That's what I liked about it. I thought the fight scenes were very good. I liked some of the updated looks for the characters because there's certain characters that they don't look the same as they looked in the 70s because it would be kind of silly. But then there's one character that they kept something very specific that I'm like, why did they keep this specific? So it's accurate to the character, but it's so silly looking. It feels like it's just there to be silly looking. And I don't mind that. I had fun with it.
oh, you're heaping a lot of good praise on this one.
Yes, I had a good time watching this. I really
I
did.
didn't.
I
I
can't wait to
just
see the sequels because it's my understanding that this is part of a trilogy, and so I'm
oh
here for it.
boy.
Yes. Wait,
Um,
wait, but wait, hold on. Before we move on, Eric Stross said Superman 3 is his favorite, but he's got a laughing face there, so I don't know if he's serious about
I want to say,
the Richard Pryor Superman or not.
yeah, I want to say that Superman 3 it is that's my third favorite, but I mean when it got to the quest for peace, I tapped out as a kid. Like I was
Mm.
done. Like
Eric said he's serious.
yeah,
That
well,
Superman 3 is his favorite.
yeah, have you seen it?
Yes, I have once, but I've never rewatched it.
You have to rewatch it. You might enjoy it now.
I'll have to check it out. Helion says there were certain camera decisions with Superman that weren't heroic to me. I think that's by design. I think they wanted to bring back just a little bit of humility to Superman
I,
because there
is
was
he
a
talking
lot of
about the
people.
original though, or is he talking about the new one? Because that was that one that you just clicked on. That was a while
Yeah,
ago. That was
brilliant.
7:40. That was like 4 minutes ago.
Oh, my bad. So maybe he is talking about the older one.
But
Eric says I love comic book movies that are comic.
well, you would probably like this one too. Then
Oh, there's something else I want to add. I liked Lois Lane in this. She typically irritates me in all the Superman movies.
see,
She's so whiny and annoying, but this Lois Lane is way more likable.
yeah,
Way
you
more
know what?
likable. I'm like,
You,
this is so much better.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
only
Helligan's
put a
talking
pin
about
in
the
that
original.
one.
Mhm.
Oh, the
And I
original.
also
I'm sorry. He's saying the original.
yeah,
The original one. He was saying that some of the camera shots made him
weren't
like.
heroic.
I'm trying to think of like. Does he have a specific scene? Because I don't. Let me think. I can't really think of any except
I
for one.
I do like this Lex Luthor, which I was surprised at because for many years I've told you before that I wanted Billy Zane to play Lex Luthor because I think Billy Zane would have been the perfect Lex Luthor. But now, because they have rebooted, they needed a younger actor, so that's probably why they went with Nicholas Holt because he's I guess age appropriate too. Because remember, Lex Luthor went to high school with, if I remember correctly, went to high school with Superman, so they should be around the same age.
Did he?
Yeah,
Because
because
in the
part of
original,
why.
he didn't go. They didn't go to high school together.
No, I'm talking about the comic book. In the comic book, one of the reasons Lex Luthor is angry at Superman is because there was like some experiment that went wrong and that made Lex Luthor lose his hair. His hair fell out and he was when he was a teenager, and that's why he's mad. The first reason why he was mad was Superman.
Well, get over it. I mean, really. But if I decide, like, if I say the best Lex Luthors, I'd have
hmm
to say Hackman first, and I kind of enjoyed Kevin Spacey in the other one.
hmm
He
And
was good.
the worst has got to be what's the guy that was in The Social Network?
Oh yeah, that guy.
My sister says he looks like an aborted fetus.
Oh yeah, okay. Wait,
Eisenberg, Jesse Eisenberg is his name.
Here's his answer. When the thief was robbing the building and Superman was standing above him looking down.
Mhm.
Good point. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Sorry, I'm getting something out of my tooth. Go ahead. So,
Mhm.
yeah, for me,
Mhm.
no, spoiler free alert. I
Wait, are you
did
are you going into spoilers or no?
no, I'm not. I'm saying
Okay.
that I didn't mind the Act 3 fighting
Mhm.
that much. It was okay.
Mhm.
That was it. It was just okay. Like if I was to watch this one again, I would be like Man of Steel and fast forward to the fight and then just stop it because that was it. Man of Steel was horrible, by the way.
Mhm.
The stupid codex. All right. So, anyways, um, yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that Nathan Fillion was in this. That's who is standing there in the front as Guy Gardner, the particular Green Lantern that's in this because there's hundreds of Green Lanterns. But do you know where Nathan Fillion is very famous for starring in?
nope.
There was a sci-fi series called Firefly, and it got canceled, but they were able to make a movie that kind of wrapped up the stories called Serenity.
Never saw either one of them. There must be
You never
DC
seen
properties.
Serenity or Firefly?
Nope.
Firefly was a cool show. I think it's underrated.
Yeah. Well,
It
you also
takes
said what was it? That other show, not Dawson's Creek. That the one that you guys are watching.
Oh, Gilmore Girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, I really like it. I'm still on season 1, but I really like Gilmore Girls.
Nah. I. It's even then I don't like. I don't know. I'm sound like I'm old crotchety. Yelling
Yeah,
at clouds,
you
old
kind of
man.
are like, I don't want nothing new. I don't like anything new. That's what you kind of sound like. Give us one example of one new property that you liked.
Spider-Man.
The newest Spider-Man?
All of them. The as- in the Transformers, actually. Transformers was pretty good.
See, I
G.I.
don't
Joe
like
was pretty good.
I do not like the
Pretty
Transformer
good.
movies. I think they're terrible.
Well, they started getting terrible after 2, but no, you liked Beast Wars.
That I like parts of it, but I don't like them as a whole. Oh wait, I skipped over one. Eric said those were big successes for Joss Whedon, talking about Firefly and Serenity. Hellion says Firefly was great, and those goddamn Reavers. Firefly had one of the best villains. Like there was a villain on there, he really would creep you out. Like he'd really make you feel a little nervous. Eric says which put him onto the Avengers
Josh Whedon, he's
properties.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yes.
Didn't Joss Whedon
Spider-Man.
also do a Star Trek? I feel
No.
like he
No,
did it?
that was the dude that did Lost.
Hold on, let me see.
Bad Robot.
Did Joss Whedon direct a Star Trek film?
He didn't. I don't think he did.
No, he didn't. So who am I confusing him with?
You're confusing with the dude that did the Cloverfield.
Director of Cloverfield.
According to en.wikipedia.org, Cloverfield is a 2008 American found footage monster horror film directed by Matt Reeves and written by Drew Goddard.
No, I'm not thinking of Matt Reeves either.
J.J. Abrams. Eric
J.J. Abrams. That's what it is.
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
I don't know why I confused him with J.J. Abrams.
No, J.J. Abrams. Yeah. I liked his, believe it or not, there's another remake I liked. I liked his Star Trek remakes, J.J. Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much his Star Wars ones because what's his face? Darth Vader's son there with the crazy lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
When Luke Skywalker was walking in the red sand, and they were like they started shooting him with the Imperial walkers, and he just kept going more. I'm like, if you didn't die from the first 25 laser shots, you're not gonna kill him.
Mm.
But anyways,
says I had checked out Gilmore Girls after a few seasons. Something was irritating about the show, but I can't remember what it was. I can imagine that, especially when a show has so many seasons. Sometimes they don't know what to do with characters, and then they just kind of start slowly flopping.
Yeah, the whole show, kind of like Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Lost?
I didn't watch Lost, but my father watched Lost. My father loved Lost.
When there was I think there was a scene where somebody started steering the island.
Now I do watch From, and From is from the same person that wrote Lost.
Oh well. Okay, well, yeah, but so back to my thing when you said which I sound like the old man, and I'm not like nothing new. I did like the Tobey Maguire ones. I did like the Andrew Garfield ones. No, I'm sorry, the one from the Avengers. What was his name?
Tom
Hiddleston? No.
I'm gonna call him Tom Zendaya's boyfriend. I forget his name.
Yeah. I liked his Spider-Man. I liked Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I did not like Andrew Garfield's because they changed it too much and they made him an emo Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like how they kept the story of him, Tom Holland. Thank you, Eric. I did like how somebody finally did the killing of Gwen Stacy with the Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, thank God someone finally did it. But that was the only thing I liked. And yeah.
Well, I will talk about next a few updates that we had in the movie. This could get into let me put up my banner because these could be considered spoilers because they're about characters. So I'm going to put up that little thing there. What you're seeing in the bottom left corner here are 3 characters that apparently are from different iterations of Superman. Like for example, Hawk Girl up here, she's from Super Friends. The Green Lantern, I'm not sure how he goes into the Superman lore. I'm not that familiar. And then we also have Mr. Terrific, and I believe he might have been in either the Super Friends or the Justice League, because I get the two mixed up, the Super Friends and the Justice League, because it's different sets of characters. But what I'll do, let's add this to the stage. This is the Super Friends cartoon from the 1970s.
My man was Apache Chief.
So he was there. See, there's a Green Lantern right here. So that is probably meant to be like our character, Guy Gardner. His name is Guy Gardner in the new Superman movie.
Apache Chief and the Wonder Twins were my favorites in that.
Yeah, the Wonder Twins
show.
The Flash is there. They're gonna have to recast the Flash, because I've also heard that James Gunn is gonna get to do a Wonder Woman movie, so I'm really excited about that. Oh, good question about back in the day. Did you have the Underoos?
Spider-Man.
I had the Wonder Woman.
I had the Spider-Man. I'm telling you. I was never really a mark for Superman. I was just never, like, even recently, as in like in the latest century, didn't someone get me a Superman shirt for Christmas?
Yeah.
And they've never seen me wear it, right? But they gave me a Spider-Man one and I wear it.
And just for people to see, actually, let me pull up the ad. Because people might not, someone younger watching this may not know what Underoos are.
Oh, so you got a picture of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna add it.
Underoos, yes, kids. This is this was like the what we call the bomb back in the day. Spider-Man Underoos would and I would wear them and act like I'm climbing the wall, thinking like Eric says, I'm sorry. I'll click on these while you're doing that. Midnight Messiah says Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man were the best, hands down, except for Spider-Man 3 when he said let's dig it, and he did the dance scene like Staying Alive. That was kind of corny, but I mean, I did like Venom. I did like how they held it to Eddie Brock. That was good. But this is hold on, and then the other spoiler. Oh wait, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I went to the wrong one. Eric says Underoos are fun to wear, which makes me say, are you still wearing them? Or no? But yes, Spider-Man's right there.
When I looked up Underoos, adult Underoos did come up.
Really?
Yes, let me click on it. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Midnight Messiah also says I would have chose Samara Weaving for the Supergirl rather than who they got for that role.
Oh, I was waiting to spoil that.
Oh wait,
that's okay.
That was the theme song.
All right, these are the
Underoos. Oh, that's the Underoos are fun to. Yeah, he's saying that was a commercial song. Underoos are fun to wear. Oh, okay. Yeah, they were pretty cool.
Yeah,
those are adult ones. Oh my god.
You can have Captain America now. You can have a Power Ranger. There's Batgirl, Batman, He-Man. The Wonder Woman one doesn't look as cool as the one for, I don't know, for some reason, maybe it's the way they have it laid out. It doesn't look as cool. Is that supposed to be Deadpool? The one in the bottom center.
And yet they don't have Spider-Man.
No, they don't. Let me double check. Maybe I have to scroll down.
What in the hell?
No, they surely do not have Spider-Man. No.
In the Batman one.
Maybe because maybe at the time Fox still owned the rights and they couldn't license it.
The Batman one looks ridiculous because it's just a white shirt with a Batman symbol on it and blue underwear.
Well, no, it's a gray shirt. It's meant to look like the Batman from the 1960s. You know, the one that he punches and says "pow, bam."
Okay. That makes sense.
I don't know why the drawers are blue and yellow, though. That doesn't make sense.
Hey.
Was his drawers blue? I don't remember.
I think they were.
Maybe they were.
I
But yeah, so you can have Underoos again.
Sweet. If you give me a Spider-Man pair, I'll be happy.
All right, on to what I was saying about
is that a Harley Quinn one too? on the bottom next to Captain America.
Oh, yes, it is. Yep.
Shouldn't they have made the pants the opposite? Called like if the tank top is black and red, they should have made the shorts red and black. Do you know what I mean? Like switch the colors.
Possibly.
Okay.
Eric says, "Yowza." All right. Back to what I was saying about the characters. I liked the update to. Wait, let me take this down. I like the update for Hawk Girl, because this is how she looked in. I think this was Justice League. Let me double check. I keep getting them mixed up. There's Justice League and there's Super Friends, and I didn't watch either of the cartoons. So let me see which one she looked like she was in. These are the new one. These are all pictures of the new Justice League. I'm trying to find the one from the 70s.
The animated one, I think that's from the 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. But when I Google Justice League, I have to put in 1970s cartoon.
I don't think there was a cartoon Justice League. I think it was just Super Friends.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just Super Friends, and the Justice League is only the newer one.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Because they was competing with Spider-Man and his amazing friends were Firestar and Iceman and Spider-Man. So, but I can say one thing about the 70s Super Friends show. I did like the Hall of what was it? The Legion of Doom. I liked them. That's the only ones I liked when their skull came out of it looked like Darth Vader, but it came out of the swamp. That was shit. Those were cool.
I also like the update to her helmet. It looks cooler because when you look at this cartoon, you look at it and go, "How are they going to make that in like movie form and make it not look as weird as how it looks right there?"
By the way, a mini spoiler. That the new Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
I looked her up because I was like, who is she, right? And I found out. I was like, what were her previous acting roles? You know what one of them is?
No, what?
And I don't remember it. She was on Peacemaker, so I think she might be in season 2.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, speaking of Peacemaker, did you catch that cameo?
I did, and that was the only part I enjoyed.
That was funny when dude said, he said something to the effect of, "They're just jealous because they're not as jacked as me." Because like no one is as jacked as John Cena except for maybe The Rock. Like there is no one as jacked as you.
That's the only part I really enjoyed.
That was a lot of fun. Another update that was cool. I would say not so much an update, but from comic to screen was Mr. Terrific. I thought that was pretty cool, and I liked his character a lot. And I like the bombastic side eye that he would give every now and then. That was cool. And I like his gadgets. Like Mr. Terrific had cool ass gadgets.
He had balls.
He had them. The spheres were cool as hell though, because they could do all kinds of things.
The Phantasm.
And his flying apparatus. It was cool.
I mean,
that a lot.
He was okay. He was he was all right. I didn't like Green Lantern at all. Like I did not like him. Speaking
of the Green Lantern, like the hair, and I'm glad Lois Lane said something about his hair. It was so.
You know what I kept thinking?
You ought to be ashamed. She said something like, "You ought to be ashamed of that haircut."
All I kept thinking with the new Batman, with this, with like. Maybe no, just the new like the what was it called? The Batman that came out, and then this movie. And when Deadpool says to Cable, "You're so dark and brooding. Are you a DC character?" That still made me laugh because that's all I keep thinking about when I see these characters. Like, look at the animated picture of him. He looks dark and brooding. He looks bad. Like he looks like an evil person.
Well, I think it's better to have this type of movie now because. Honestly, I think the kids need it right now. Like they've gone through a lot when you think about it. With this state of current affairs, they need a fun movie. They need a movie they can sit and watch popcorn and have a good time and laugh.
They have Jurassic Park, the new one. Oh, by the way,
But I'm just saying, I
hold on.
think the
I'm sorry.
time
I have a.
of the brooding superhero movie, like those Zack Snyder joints, and what's the one that had Bane in it? That was kind of brooding too. Oh, and what's that Batman movie where they just kept on playing Nirvana?
That was Batman.
Something about the way over and over again.
Bane was in Batman.
I know
Dark
Bane was in
Knight
Batman,
Rises.
but I'm talking about like the director of it because there's like different iterations of Batman. But I'm asking, was that Zack Snyder that did? No, Zack Snyder did Justice League. Who did the Batman with Bane in it?
I don't know, but I was going to say one thing. It just reminded me of something, and I hope maybe Marty might hear this later on. This has nothing to do with Superman. I was just listening to a review of people talking about. I was just listening to a review of from Vince Russo, who has his own show. He's a former writer for WWE, and he brought up a good point because he said that he went to go see Jurassic World, the new Jurassic Park, and he said he was saying that WWE nowadays it has the same formula, and he goes, I saw the Jurassic Park. He goes, it's the same, and remember I said it too. I said it's the same formula. It's dinosaur. You get new dinosaurs. You get the little kid. You get the damsel in distress. It's the same formula for each one. And then he says, and I agree with him, that they need to switch it up by having like one of the little kids getting eaten by the dinosaur, and it would make it different. But they won't do that. But my problem is with this new Jurassic World is that when they went to the island, that was just completely overrun with dinosaurs I think it was like 15, 20 years. When they got there, the flashlights worked. Battery powered flashlights worked. How?
Oh no, they would have drained by then.
Right. And the car started. The gas powered car started. No one's been on an island with dinosaurs. That's a very big plot hole, but I'm sorry, back to Superman.
Well, it's like I think I might have told you this before, but I could have been talking to someone else. I feel like the Jurassic Park movies are made for the kids now, and I'm okay with that because, like I said, when the last Jurassic Park movie I saw in a movie theater, there was a row of little kids behind me from age like maybe 6 to 9 years old. They were having the time of their lives. They loved it. They screamed every time a dinosaur jumped out, and they laughed and giggled. They loved it. But that's the prime age where kids love dinosaurs.
But
so
if they read the Michael Crichton book, it would have been a different story because
they're little kids. That book is not on a second to fourth grade level. My point is that sometimes we have to take a step back and realize and recognize that certain things are not for us. They're for younger people. They're for children, and that's okay. They try to make it so that it's not so low level that an adult can't enjoy it. But realistically, if it's rated PG, it's going to be pretty much for the kids.
Right. So I feel like so then you're right. Because this Superman, this one.
Yes, this is their generation Superman. Just like our generation Superman. Do you think the adults really loved that Superman movie from 1978? They probably thought it was corny as hell.
True. So this could be their. All right, I can see now. I'm not going to bash it that bad now. You're right.
There was a couple characters that I didn't know about, so I had to look them up. The first one is Metamorpho. I did not know who this character was, so I had to look him up to figure. Well, first I looked in the cast list to see what the character's name was because he never gets called by his name in the movie.
Right.
And so once I looked it up in the cast list, I looked up who he was, and he's from the comic books, and his name is Metamorpho. It's the Element Man, and I thought his powers were pretty cool. I like when he kind of turned into like a squid creature thing. I just thought it was a really cool character to add.
Oh, sorry. Real quick, Fomiki Latte says
not if they're mercury batteries.
Right.
Okay.
But they would be helpful. I mean, if
I didn't know that. I learned something. See, I told you my audience are some of the smartest people I know.
Yeah, if honestly. You use that flashlight, you're gonna get cancer.
The mercury would have to be outside of its. Yeah, mercury has to be in contact with your skin. Yeah. You know, it used to be in thermometers, right? Mercury used to be in thermometers.
They used to be like, don't let it break.
Yeah, that they put in our mouths as children had mercury in them.
I think they did that stuff to scare us. Because remember, they used to tell us we get pencil lead poisoning if we got stabbed with a pencil. You know how many times I got stabbed with a pencil by accident?
That could be your problem. Okay, there's another character that I didn't know. I just noticed that they let the camera linger on her just a beat long, and my sister knew what character it was. And it's Cat Grant, who has taken many different forms. Like she has looked different in all these different incarnations. These are all Cat Grant. But one thing remains the same. She always have them tetas pushed up.
Yeah, I had no idea who she was.
Yeah, she's a character from going back to the original comic book series.
Okay.
It's funny how she walked by when what was it? Was it Jimmy Olsen that was asking Superman? I'm sorry, Clark Kent. It was Clark Kent. It was Jimmy Olsen was asking Clark Kent if his parents cooked barbecue or if his mother made chitlins, and Cat Grant just walks by and goes, "Chitlins are intestines." It was just so random. It was funny to me.
So this is this is the spoiler part, right?
Yes.
I didn't like how they made his parents Hicks.
They're from Hicks. Kansas. They were just
how she was. The way she was talking to that phone. Come on.
They just made them elderly. How do you think elderly people act around tech devices? Have you seen my mother with a cell phone?
Yeah, exactly. That's a different story. I've seen.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it is.
I'm just saying.
I've seen your mom around a coffee maker, Shosh.
Yeah, but the point is, his parents are meant to be elderly, so they're meant to be. Remember, when they were elderly when they found him. They were like in their 50s, early 60s when they found Superman. Or what's his name? Is his name Kal-El? I think his real name is like Kal-El. But when they first find him, they're like in their 60s, so they're meant to be in their 70s or 80s.
You know who would have a problem with me trashing his movies right now?
Who?
Nicolas Cage. Because he named his kid.
Didn't he name one of his children Kal-El?
Yeah, he's a Superman mark.
Yeah. But I did like how they kept Superman with his principles, always trying to save people. I do like coming back to Homegirl over here. That's one of my favorite scenes is when she had the dude up in the air, and because they're super friends, although they don't call themselves that, they call themselves the Justice Gang. I think they call themselves the Justice Gang or something like that.
Yes.
And so she's got the bad guy up in the air. That's not Lex Luthor. So there's other. Lex Luthor's not the only baddie in this. She has him up in the air and he's laughing. He's like, "You can't kill me because Superman's against killing people." And Hawk Girl was like, "I'm not Superman." And she dropped that dude.
Yeah.
She dropped him right. Yeah, he's gone. I enjoyed that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, also, we should talk about the Green Lantern's powers. His power set was amazing. You want to talk about one of your favorite scenes that he did with the?
Are you being facetious?
No, I'm being dead ass. Like his power set with that ring, he could do basically anything.
Yeah, but flipping the tanks over and giving like middle fingers.
Mm-hmm.
As he's flipping the tanks over, the fingers are green, but their middle fingers flipping the tanks over. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I guess.
Ask yourself this: if you went to the movies and saw this as
a kid,
as your 8-year-old to 10-year-old self, would you enjoy it?
8 to 10.
Yep.
Probably not, because I was more into I don't know, 5 maybe. 5-year-old. I'm just I don't know.
8-year-old me would have liked this.
8-year-old me was into like the Bad News Bears. That stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't want to go off on a rant, But
Mhm.
there was just some things like was explained to you earlier. There are DC fans and there are Marvel fans.
Oh, and you're a Marvel fan. That's right. I
Because I started collecting comic books at a very, very young age, and they all happened to be Marvel.
So what you're saying is you're biased. You
I
weren't
guess
gonna like
so.
it. You weren't gonna. You already made up your mind. You weren't gonna like it because it wasn't Marvel.
I don't. There's actually some Marvel movies I don't like either.
Yeah,
But
there's some I don't like. Like my issue with the Eternals.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just
Like
because it has a Marvel logo on it doesn't mean I like it. If you
and
want
for
to know
those.
what I used to collect back in the day, I collected the X-Men,
Mhm,
Spider-Man, Wolverine, and
mhm,
Punisher. That was it. Those are my four. I used to. I had stacks of
mhm.
each, and I had them separated. I had an attaché case, and my Spider-Mans would go in one section. My X-Men would go in another. My Wolverine would go on the bottom, and then my Punishers would go on the other side. That's me.
Mhm.
But
See,
as
I don't. I think I like more Marvel movies than I like DC movies, but that's just because DC has been messing up. Because I do like DC characters. I grew up on Wonder Woman. Like I'm still waiting for her to get a proper movie. Even though Gal Gadot made a beautiful Wonder Woman, like she looks like Wonder Woman, but I don't think she was able to act as well. And also, some of the special effects in the Wonder Woman movies were really bad. Like when she was supposed to be running at super speed, that looked so janky. I did not like that at all. There was something else I was gonna say about this Superman movie.
did you like the dog?
Yeah, I actually, when I saw the trailer, I didn't think I would like the dog because I'm not a dog person, but I did like the dog, and I liked the reasoning for the dog. Even though he was treating it as though it was his dog, the dog actually belonged to Supergirl. And I like the actress that plays Supergirl. She's actually on House of the Dragon. That young lady. I didn't
Oh,
recognize her without the white wig at first.
yeah. It was So you thought the dog was? How about the super robots? You like
That
those?
I didn't. Those I don't know if that's a new convention or if that's from the original comic book. Because like I said, I have not read of the whole Superman series, so I don't know whether that is from the comic book or not. But I thought they were okay. I do like how his Fortress of Solitude looked. I thought the redesign of it. I always thought his Fortress of Solitude was cool, anyways.
I
When I
did
was a
too.
kid, I wanted one of those crystals. Like, remember how he used to take the crystal and put it in another crystal and stuff would like shift around? I used to want that when I was a kid.
Don't you remember how he built it in the very beginning? In
Didn't he
the
put a
very
crystal
first Superman?
in the snow and
No,
then
he
it just
threw it,
yeah.
and it landed in the snow. He
Mm-hmm.
threw it like miles.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember the original because he played football. I remember he
Yeah.
did play football, and he kicked the ball and went like other states over, and I thought that was funny. Oh, when he was racing the train and he was running, beating the train,
Mm-hmm.
But, um, yeah, truth, justice, and matter of fact, Superman was truth, justice in the American way.
Yeah.
But
Now it's just truth and justice because and I get why that changed because you can't even say the American way anymore because if you're for truth and justice, then you wouldn't have a 34 count felon as a president.
we're not gonna get
It's
on a soapbox.
incongruent, huh?
Let's not get on a
Oh,
soapbox,
I'm
please.
not getting on a soapbox. I'm just stating fact. If you're for truth and justice, then you can't say quote the American way because as we said earlier today, we were talking about court cases and you were like you
The
said
justice system is fucked,
yeah, yes, you
flawed.
did. You said that the justice system is flawed, and you mentioned Casey Anthony and you mentioned George Zimmerman.
And
So, like those,
I mentioned the P Diddy,
yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
and I mentioned O.J.
So,
Simpson, and I
mhm.
mentioned Robert. What's his face? Robert
I,
Spector.
yeah,
I mentioned a bunch.
yeah,
So yeah,
basically. There's another one, Roman Polanski. Had he been
Polanski.
held and not released on bail, he probably would have actually served his time because
But
he was convicted, but he fled the country before his sentencing because he was released on bail.
But this my question is too with this movie when Lex Luger kept going, "You're an alien." Like
Yeah.
the way he said it, I was like, so is he supposed to be a racist too? Because
Well, he's evil. He's supposed to be an evil bad guy, and racism is evil. So yeah.
another thing I didn't like was him going 8:35.
Yeah, it was reminding me of
21.
playing.
That was
It was
corny.
it was reminding me of playing Battleship. I was like, why is he trying to pilot the his clone? Not like, well, full spoilers here. Okay, if you're still here, then we're really getting to spoilers. Lex Luthor made a clone of Superman that he filled with these little nanobots or nano microorganisms that he can control the clone of Superman, and he was piloting it like a remote control. He would just like call out different numbers that represented different action moves. Like he would call like B35, and that would be like a punch, that type of thing.
I do have to admit one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the beginning when it was like 30 years ago. Then it went to like 3 years ago.
And then 3 minutes ago.
No, it went to 3 months ago. And then it went to 3 hours ago. And then 3 minutes ago. And it like the 3 minutes was like Superman just lost his first fight and you see him hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. I did like that. But didn't 28 Days Later do that too?
I don't remember the first 28 days later. Do you mean 28 years later?
Yeah.
I think 28 years later did have a scene like that.
Okay. Just wondering. But yeah, and the way I don't know, Lex Luthor to me was more aggressive in this one than the other ones, and I kind of didn't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
Just did you put that stupid planetary rift?
Well,
you know what I mean?
It wasn't just a planetary rift. It was going to turn into a black hole because Lex Luthor was trying to play around with portals. And Mr. Terrific said, if you get one thing wrong on a portal, you can create a black hole. And so that's what happened. The portal, when it got damaged, created a black hole, and that's what was starting to split the Earth.
Yeah, well, in poor Gotham City.
Not Gotham. Metropolis. You
better
Metropolis.
Get it right.
Metropolis.
Whatever. Metropolis took it up the yin yang again.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Metropolis is in a constant state of being rebuilt.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh my God. But this time they finally addressed that and said they got all the people out to an island. Did you see that? Remember that part? Hello?
I didn't know that was an island. I thought it was just across the river.
I think they put them on a bridge. Like they put them on a bridge, but it looked like an island, I guess, or something. But I don't know how they evacuated all those people out of Metropolis. The way those buildings were falling.
Yeah, there would not have been enough time for those people to fully evacuate, but they had to make it seem like the people were evacuated because that was one of the criticisms of
Zack Snyder's.
Zack Snyder's Superman was that the fatalities of all the buildings, like when he was fighting with I always forget the
Zod.
three people that were Zod, yeah. General Zod, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, who made him general of what? Like, it's never explained. He's just called General Zod.
Hey, you know part 2? You've seen it?
Mm-hmm. There is a mid-credit scene. It just shows Superman. He's on like a rocky surface. It might be the moon, might be an asteroid, and he's just looking at the sunrise over the Earth. And the Crypto, the dog, is by his side. That's the mid-credit.
Oh.
And there's also a post-credit scene. And it's Superman and Mr. Terrific. They're examining a building that was damaged and then repaired after Lex Luthor's attack. 2 parts of the building don't quite line up, and Superman is bothered by the imperfection. Mr. Terrific gets annoyed with Superman's nitpicking, and Superman apologizes for pointing it out.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, well, did you what was I going to say? Oh, you noticed that they didn't put Black Adam in it?
No, I don't know why they didn't put Black Adam. Like, what's up with that? Because I oddly as enough to say this, I thought Black Adam was a decent movie. I think not enough people saw it, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. And I also,
There's a DC movie I did like.
Yes, and then what about the Blue Beetle? That was a decent movie.
Those are the only two.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind Blue Beetle,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kept getting annoyed at Karate Kid. And I'm like, this is the Blue Beetle kid. He knows this stuff. All you gotta do is throw on his Beetle.
He's Cobra Kai.
Well, he could have just thrown on his Blue Beetle suit and whooped everybody's ass, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, people, my opinion, go see it if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good popcorn movie.
Yes.
We
Siskel and Ebert this stuff today. Because if you notice, some of the best episodes of Siskel and Ebert was when Siskel liked a movie and Ebert hated it, or when Ebert liked a movie and Siskel hated it.
I mean, yeah, people, you're gonna like, yeah, exactly. You're gonna like it or you're gonna hate it. But
mm-hmm.
I just wasn't there. I'm already prepared for all of the nerds, the Superman nerds that are going to be like, this movie was the best movie ever, blah blah blah, and they're just going to come out of the woodwork.
Well, they're going to say it's the best movie ever, or they're going to say it's the worst movie ever because they forgot this one thing from episode 24. Like, there's two types of people.
Or they're going to get up and be like, you know what that girl is? That's Cat something from another show.
Mm-hmm.
Because your sister's a nerd.
Yeah,
when it comes to these movies,
she knows a lot more about comics than I do. She definitely does that because I would not have.
Did she collect comics as a kid?
Yeah, she did. She's how I found out about Spawn. She had that comic series. She's how I found out about Blade. She had that comic series. Yeah, she did. When I was getting Fangoria magazines, she was getting comic books.
She was smart.
And she also has
like $4.99 and comics for 60 cents.
Yeah, well, I like that. Also, she also has some books. If you ever are interested, she has books that they're kind of like they're like little encyclopedias about the comic book characters. Like she has one that's like, it just talks about all the Marvel characters, what their skill sets are, what their background is. It's like a little encyclopedia of the characters.
No, I don't need that. Thank you.
I don't know if she has the one for DC though.
No, because I pretty much know whose skill sets are what. But
yep.
But yeah, I mean, so all in all, you really did enjoy this movie. You had your popcorn and your soda and you were chilling, huh?
When we saw the runtime, we got coffee.
Yes, thank you. How long was the runtime?
Had a regular coffee. I think it was 2 hours and so. Let me make sure I'm accurate. I know it seemed like it was over 2 hours. Oh my gosh! Notification City, and I just heard thunder. Did you hear the thunder?
No.
It just thundered. Superman 2025. The runtime is 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Superman the movie. Let's see the runtime on that. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. 2 hours and 7 minutes. Wow.
Oh. And I like this actor. His name is David Cornsweet. That's a terrible last name. Cornsweet. But I liked his Superman. I like his portrayal, especially the scene. There was a scene where he says he's going to grant Lois Lane an interview with Superman, but he's talking to her as Clark Kent. But she knows that he's Superman. So when he switches to interview mode, everything about him changes, just like how Christopher Reeves did it. When he went from Clark Kent to Superman, the pitch of his voice changed, his posture changed. It was like,
Gorsh,
it was like it was kind of like, did you see the movie Split?
Yeah.
It was like how that dude was playing the different,
very underrated actor.
Yes. What is his name? Hold on, let me look it up.
James McAvoy.
Thank you. James McAvoy was playing different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how this Superman was when he went from Clark Kent to Superman. It was like two totally different personalities. And that's not easy to do as an actor.
He also played that crazy dude in that movie. In that movie we saw, I'm sorry. The one where he was singing.
Speak No Evil.
Yeah, what was he singing to the other guy looking at him in his eyes? You remember what song it was?
I can't remember what song it was.
Was
Let
it
me look it up.
If I Can Say That?
Song that James McAvoy sings in Speak No Evil. It's Eternal Flame by the Bangles.
That's right.
That was hilarious.
Give me your hand. Can you feel my heart? And they're driving and he's staring at the dude just singing this song right in his eyes.
That was hilarious. I love that. But yeah, my final thoughts on Superman, way better than I thought it was going to be. I just thought it was going to be okay. I really, really enjoyed it.
Hey, and my final opinion was
go ahead.
I thought it was going to be okay, and it was okay.
Okay,
I won't watch it again.
One more spoiler I thought was funny. Because Lex Luthor's character is the different things that they had Lex Luthor doing and how he was acting, it was very much giving, like, if you combine Jeff Bezos with Elon Musk just a little bit. And the reason why is the suits and what he's wearing kind of remind me of Elon Musk, but most likely not Elon Musk. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos, but most likely Jeff Bezos is trying to look like Lex Luthor, because when you look at the old comics, Lex Luthor always had like the black suit. So if anything, Jeff Bezos is definitely trying to look like Lex Luthor. Now, the thing that made me think of Elon was when Lex Luthor was going through his portal thing and he showed his army of monkey bots that all they do is post what he said the monkey bots they post rage bait on social media.
That was so stupid.
It was hilarious. You see the monkeys typing.
That was stupid.
It was saying the monkeys were typing hashtag super shit.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was dumb. That was dumb. That was dumb as hell. See, and you're cracking up about it
because it was hilarious to me. Because, like, if you are an evil, super genius, that's some stuff you could do. You could have an army of monkey trolls that just post rage bait on social media on your behalf.
By the way, I started looking at my phone when I saw it, like, in where we saw it, and I looked up. Was Superman pouting in the apartment building with Lois Lane? Because she said, "Why don't you go out there with your friends and help them with that monster?" And he started pouting. Did he not pout?
He did pout for a hot second when
he did. What Superman ever pouts?
He thought that Lex Luthor killed his dog. Now listen, as a person how do you get when your cat even throws up? You want to almost cry.
That's my cat.
So he shouldn't care about his dog?
I mean, John Wick. Because of a puppy. But
the scene was funny because when Superman
I'm going to go get caught because I want to find my dog.
No. He wasn't getting caught. What happened was when he went to see Lois Lane and he was upset about Lex Luthor taking his dog, in the background, you see like this intergalactic species thing fighting, but you also see the three Super Friends fighting him. And Lois Lane says to him, "Don't you think you should help with that?" And Superman says, "No, they got it handled."
Yeah.
And you could see the Green Lantern in the background, doing stuff with his ring. And so you could see them fighting. It's a scene that's kind of played for laughs, but they did handle it. Like the three of them did handle it. But it was funny because you could hear them fighting in the background while Superman is just like,
yeah, and they kept looking over at them. and Green Lantern pulled out a giant bat and hit it on the head, and it just like, blink. I just saw that, and I was like, okay. I'm like, I tapped out. That's when I really started toning out, when Superman was pouting in a chair instead of just going to find the dog.
It wasn't the first time, because when you go back to Superman 2, when he got his behind beat at the diner, he was walking down the street or getting in the car. He was pouting then.
But why?
Because he never in his life experienced getting punched in the face and having a bloody nose. He felt
pain. Because he became
mortal.
Human.
Yes, he became mortal.
Right.
Yeah. But just because
this Superman never became mortal. He got his ass kicked.
Yeah, but thing is, he's still, even though he's from a different planet, he still has feelings and emotions. The only difference is that because of the Earth's atmosphere, on Earth he's superpowered. On his own planet, he's normal. Like all the people on Krypton, they're all because they're all in the same atmosphere, same gravity and stuff. They have comparable abilities, but when they come to Earth, they become superpowered.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean they don't have feelings and emotions. Like if he could say that he loves Lois Lane, then he can, and say that he doesn't like people being hurt, then obviously he can have other emotions like sadness and loss.
And that whole
You've
thing.
seen that before when they always show Superman being sad. A perfect example. How many times have they killed Paul Kent and Superman gets upset because his father died? Like he has emotions.
Because he couldn't control. He got upset in those because he couldn't control it.
He got upset also because
he couldn't stop the heart attack. He couldn't stop
the heart attack,
the tornado, which was horrible.
But he also lost his parent, which is sad.
Twice. But he could have stopped them from taking the dog. No, that's right. He couldn't because he told the robots to take care of the damn Fortress of Solitude and watch the dog.
Yes.
And the chick came out there with her nanobot hands and blades.
No. Do you know how they got into the Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, by the clone.
Yes. Superman didn't know there was a clone of himself out there. Otherwise, he wouldn't have left his Fortress of Solitude unguarded. The way he has it set up, the door can only be opened with his DNA.
So then
he thought they were safe in there because he didn't know about the clone.
So then the better thing was when she said, you know, what's bothering you is, I don't know how they got into this Fortress of Solitude, destroyed my robots and took my dog. Instead of saying they took my dog.
That also shows his humanity, because there's a lot of times when a person is upset about one thing, but they don't tell their significant other the real thing they're upset about because they don't want, to become a big thing. So they say something more minor that they're upset about. That's a real thing that people do.
Oh, Dad, you must notice that from me.
I was actually talking about myself, but yeah, you probably do it too. I think a lot of people do it.
Yeah, and there was another thing I was going to say about that. It slipped my mind. You keep talking. I'll try to remember it.
The effects. The effects were a step up from the last DC movie, which was the last DC superhero movie I watched that was in this sphere, because I feel like the Blue Beetle and Black Adam were like offshoots. That Flash movie was so terrible when it came to the effects. It was like everything looked unfinished. That was not the case with this. This one, they really did what they needed to do to make the effects look very, very crisp, clean, well done. Like it didn't take you out of the moment at all.
Yeah, DC opened up their pocketbooks for this one.
Mm-hmm.
They really did. I could say that. I mean, the effects were good.
Yes.
And they finally got his flying correct. Like when he jumped in it, took off.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the sonic booms, like boom, boom, boom. Like that, because he's flying fast.
Midnight Messiah says, I never thought I'd see the day when Chacha would side with an alien over the human race. Yes, I think I will side with the aliens, because right now the human race doesn't even care about the human race, unfortunately.
I was just about to go take it back to another movie, go message. Where's that from?
Don't drink your juice in the hood.
Don't
be a menace to society while drinking.
No, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah, that's what it is. Don't be
another great movie.
Why don't you review these movies?
Because they're 30 years old.
Doesn't matter. I review movies.
You know what I was going to say?
The oldest movie I reviewed came out in 1940.
You know what I was going to say, though?
What?
You know what just came back out on Tubi?
What?
Juice.
Oh,
I saw it up there the other day. I was like, yes.
Oh, so I know what you're watching this weekend.
No, I started actually watching it yesterday, and I was like, I don't feel like it. After the recent surgery, so I'm just like, I don't feel like doing anything.
Oh, do you want to tell anybody about your surgery? Let me
take the spoiler down. We'll just talk. We could talk really quick about it, because I could tell you what I did promise I would talk about it. So,
Do an update. Yep.
the day of the surgery, you're not supposed to eat past midnight, so I didn't eat anything, and usually have a coffee in the morning, and I was really cranky because I didn't have a coffee. You brought me over to the hospital because you can't drive yourself, and it was you already had the tag.
No, I just made it just now.
Oh wow, that's quick. But so when we get in the hospital, you go into bed, and, you change and whatever. I'm sitting in the bed, and it was just weird. Like I guess I was. I could tell you now too. I think I was more nervous than I tried to put on because I was really just talking a lot. If you noticed, I did notice that I was like, and then I would stop and stare into stuff, and then I would think of something that might happen, and then I look at you and go, and talk some more.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of nervous about the surgery, even though I shouldn't have been. But it was just like like a foreshadowing, like like a Final Destination type thing, because every movie I watched before the surgery had somebody dying in it, and I kept going, why am I watching all this death? That's like watching plane crash movies before you go on a plane, But so I get in there, and after we met the doctor, they decided that they were going to give me it was for inguinal hernia. If anybody knows what that is, it's basically on us men. It's when the hernia, I guess you're predisposed to get it. It's a birth defect, maybe. I think that's what the doctor said, right?
She said that it happens in utero.
Right. So it's a birth defect.
Hmm.
In utero is birth defect.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happens is it could happen to any, like if you have it, what happens is your intestines pops out of where it is, and it drops down
out of your abdominal wall.
It pops out of your abdominal wall. You get a tear in the abdominal wall, and it pops out, and your intestines tends to. Sometimes it just sticks out a little bit, and other times it drops down into your scrotum area. And mine dropped down into my scrotum area. So for about a year, it was probably some of the worst pain, like having gas bubbles trapped in your stomach, would literally. And now, by the way, when we went to Seattle and I couldn't go on the Bigfoot hunt.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a Bigfoot hunt. It was an educational hike.
Well, that thing, if you remember, I couldn't go because I was doubled over in pain. Now you know the real reason because I never told you what it was.
Oh, yeah. You told me it was just gas pain.
Right. I didn't want to get you nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept it to myself. I finally told you about it when we went to go see my doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I think you heard about that. Because I didn't tell you because I didn't want to get you nervous because I know what you would say. Oh, you're a walking hospital book because that's what your grandma said, which I am. No denying that. But back to the surgery, they brought me into the room, and it was cool because I was getting operated laparoscopically with a robot.
Yes, you got the little robot hands operated.
No, it wasn't robot hands. It was not robot hands. The last thing I remember, because this is when they started putting what the guy call it, the go-go juice.
No, no, what I wrote it down. As a matter of fact,
I know you did.
I was surprised at the way, because you have Gen Z, our medical staff now.
Yeah,
the nurse that came in asked you some questions. When you answered them, she said legit. And then when the anesthesiologist came in, he said, "You're getting some vein champagne."
Yeah, vein champagne. But she kept saying legit.
Yeah, she said legit.
I don't remember that because I was so nervous. But one of the nurses was really, really nice. Well, two of them were really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, the last one, because I'm very hard of hearing too, so like I have hearing aids and everything, and they told me not to wear them which I found out that I could have worn them and I could have just taken them off and given them to you, but I was told not to bring them.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the girls, I think she got uncomfortable because I was staring at her. Because in my brain, I'm going, she's really short. It wasn't the dark skinned one that looked Indian to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Spanish one. Because I kept going, she's very short. And she kept talking to me, but she had the mask on, so I couldn't understand a damn word any of them said when they had their mask on.
Yeah, because you typically read lips instead.
Right. And all I kept hearing was, and they were talking soft like, and plus the people next door to me, they're loud. The doctor or whoever's in there is like, hey, so they're talking to me, and I'm like, what? Huh? What? That's why I kept looking at you, because they had their mask on. But so anyways, when I left you and they wheeled me down, I don't really remember much from getting wheeled down. I think that's when they started giving me the vein champagne. And I just remember them bringing me in there in the room. And I said, so where's this robot? And they said, look over your left shoulder. I looked over my left shoulder. Let me tell you what the damn thing looked like.
What?
It looked like a big ass Johnny 5 with like 8 arms on it. It had 8 arms on it. And they were all bent like a... Huh?
This is the robot arms. I specifically Googled laparoscopic hernia surgery, and this is the image that came up.
That's probably... That's what my scars look like. Well,
but those are the little robot arms in the...
But it was a big... It was like a big white robot with like big 8 arms like that. They were like... They're all like on the thing like a praying mantis. And that's the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember, Jesus, was waking up in that room with you. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if I was talking in my sleep or whatever. Did I say anything?
No, because I didn't go in the room. They didn't bring me back until you were already awake.
Oh, really?
I got another image of what it looks like when they're doing the surgery. I gotta take this one out, remove that one, and then add this. Apparently, this is what it looks like. What the doctor, the surgeon that came to speak with you, this is what he does in the surgery. See, these are the robot is here.
That's what it was. But my table, I was far away from it. They wheeled me over to it.
Yeah, and the surgeon sits in this apparatus and he controls the robot arms.
Yeah, it was a bit unnerving. But when I woke up, and let me say shout out to the Advent Health that I went to, because most of them were very, very nice, but a lot of them didn't know a damn thing about anything. Like when I was trying to go home,
I've noticed that with Advent Health before. They're good at what they do when it comes to the actual medical stuff, but communication, the departments don't talk to each other. The nurses don't, like one nurse will come in and say, oh yeah, they said you can leave at 2. And then another one will come in and they'll say, oh, they didn't tell me anything about you leaving. It's like,
how long did they tell you how long the operation was? Because I know I got in there at what, 7?
Yeah, the nurse, the Filipina nurse said that you went into surgery at I think she said around 7:30, and you came out around 11. And then they had to wait for your anesthesia to wear off and to make sure that you're awake and you're.
So what were you doing?
I was in a waiting room with a bunch. They had a special waiting room. The waiting room has these reclining chairs in it. I didn't sit in the recliners, but there were some people that were sitting in the recliners. They had a big TV, plays HGTV.
You should have taken a nap.
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep in a public place with people walking around. I just can't do it. I was really tired. I wanted to take a nap, but I listened to some what did I watch? Oh, I watched Tisa Tells. I watched a 2-hour live stream. She was talking about what happened after the Diddy trial when she was outside, and some of Diddy's fans were threatening her, so she had to leave and finish her stream inside of a car. Because they said they're going to do her worse than Cassie, and they were screaming at her.
We're talking about operation.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm just saying that's what I was listening to. I was listening to her live stream. It was like 2 hours, so that took care of 2 hours.
And then the rest? Did you get anything to eat?
Yeah, in the waiting room, they actually had free coffee. They had ginger ale. They had pretzels, granola bars. I think that's it. But I had also brought snacks in my own purse, and I brought a bottle of water with me, and I had coffee that I brought from home already. But I did refill my coffee. I finished one cup of coffee, and I refilled my coffee with their coffee because they did have some decaf there, and they had some creamer.
But okay, so I'm glad that I found out what you were doing because I thought maybe you went home. And then,
No.
yes, Fominky Dante, it did look like an alien probing device. I was very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But
But these are the 3 incisions you have.
Not
necessarily in this order. I think one is farther apart, but yeah.
They're further apart, and they're both on my sides. And one's not like low like that, but they definitely have one in my belly button. I definitely they went through the belly button because my belly button is completely bruised, and I have the 2 scars on the right and the left side. But
do you know the benefit of laparoscopic surgery?
I don't have a giant gash in my stomach.
Yes. Without laparoscopic surgery, if a surgeon back in the day when a surgeon would have to do this with his own hands, they would have
like my first one.
They would have had to cut you open. Yeah.
Like my first one, when they did cut me open, and that woman came to you and said, "We were able to save his testicle."
I wasn't going to share that online, but
I don't care. They could. You could. That's fine. I'm an open book. But yeah, when they said that to you, they didn't say that to you this time. Thank God. But so when I did come to and was coherent, and I remember the first question she said was, "Do you want something to drink?" And I said, "Yes, a coffee." And she gave me a coffee and a water. And I remember drinking the coffee because it will help you pee. Because once you pee, they say once you go pee, you can go home. That's all they tell you. They didn't tell you that. First of all, I went into the bathroom the first time, and I was still kind of groggy. So the woman was helping me, and I'm way taller than the assistant, and she's holding onto the back of my shirt while I'm trying to pee.
Your robe, your hospital gown.
Well,
she's holding it closed.
She's holding it closed, but she's holding it, and she's standing on my side. And I said, "I can't pee with you looking at me. So please." So she got behind me and stood like a SWAT team member behind a shield, and got real low and braced upon my back. But I suffered from PP envy or PP whatever because I couldn't.
It's called pee shyness.
I couldn't do it in front of her, so I said, "Okay, I gotta go back. I gotta go back." So I went back to the bed, and then I drank the stuff, and then I asked you to help me. And let me tell you, the pain that came out of my urethra when I peed, I swear to God, my shit was on fire. Sorry for the language is being curbed. I might say shit once, but sorry. But it literally felt like I was the dog from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Part 4, I think. Yeah.
That dog. And it burned so bad. So then
you didn't explain why?
Because they had a catheter in me, which I kept asking them, like, am I going to have a catheter? Because I don't like that feeling of having to the only thing is the other times that I've had surgery, because I've had it 4 times now, the 3 times that I had it, one was for my nasal, one was for my throat, one was for my throat and my septum, one was for my other hernia surgery, and then I had the emergency surgery for my Achilles tendon that I ruptured.
This is why Dorian called you Mr. Glass.
Anyways, so those 3, I didn't have a problem peeing per se. I didn't have it never burned. This one burned like the dickens. And I remember I peed and it was just a little squirt of pee. And I looked at you and I said, "Yep, I peed. Let's go. I'm going home now." Remember I said that? So we packed up our stuff. You got uncomfortable because I said, "Oh, look, They put a jock on me.
I'm uncomfortable right now with you retelling the story.
Why?
Because my channel is not about urethras or pee or
What does it? What did you put down on the thing?
What do you mean?
What does it say on the banner?
Oh, it says surgery update.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
A urethra is a medical term.
Yes.
But yes, making latte. Yes, yeah, yes. That's yeah.
She says, "Damn, you all effed up."
Yeah, let's. I mean, we can even talk about. I had a spiral fracture in my middle finger because my lovely wife decided to throw a karate kick at me with wooden heels on.
I didn't notice you didn't know how to block.
And yeah, and also I sprained my ankle because somebody tried to squirt me with water at a house, and I fell on a driveway. Remember that? But yeah, back to this. So let me finish this story. So when I got home, see, they neglected to tell you what, like, hey, you know, if this happens, they didn't tell you anything, right? I'm just making sure.
They didn't tell me anything. What do you mean, discharge instructions?
Yeah, like if this happens, call us back. If this may happen, call us back.
No, they just said if you start to vomit, they just said to go to the ER or something like that. But no,
yeah, okay.
You weren't vomiting, so
okay. So when I got home, it was for 2 days. It was a urinary fire, but I also got this incredible hiccups with it was a hiccup and a burp. Like I go, and it would happen every I didn't sleep the night when I got home because it happened at night, and I got up and I couldn't stop it. So it would happen every 2 hours, and it would happen for an hour. Like literally a whole hour would go by where I was hiccuping and burping at the same time, and I couldn't stop it. I didn't eat anything because I was so I called the nurse because she had called me the day after the surgery, and I didn't hear the phone ring, right? So I called her up that night because I knew, I called and it was an answer machine. So I said, I don't know what the hell is going on. Hiccup, burp. Like I'm doing it and I'm going, this is what's going on with me now. Hiccup, burp, and it's not stopping. Hiccup, burp. You need to call me back. Hiccup, burp. Right? So I got a call at 10 o'clock yesterday, and it finally subsided. But I got a call yesterday at 10 o'clock. Do you know what she told me?
What?
She goes, wow, that must have been really bad. I said, I know, it was horrible. I said, it was just the worst 2 days. She goes, well, let me look at your instructions. And she goes, wow, I've never seen this before. And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, when they give you take-home instructions, they're usually very detailed. She was like, yours weren't. I've never seen this before. That's exactly what she told me. So what the hell? Why was I the one that gets the shoddy return stuff?
I guess it just depends on which discharge nurse is on duty.
I guess so, but I'm still in pain now. A little bit. Every once in a while, I get a sharp pain, and so. But I'm down to my last Percocet, but I do have muscle relaxers and I do have extra strength Tylenol. I think it is. So I'm going to be taking those Tylenol after tonight. But yesterday I got brave enough, and I actually, the first day of breakfast, because I was like, I got to eat something. So I went into the kitchen and I made food, but then I decided to walk across the street, and that was a bad idea because I didn't take the medication and I couldn't stand. Like I usually stand to eat breakfast. I don't know why I do. I just do. But after about 15 minutes, I was like, nope, I need to hurry up and eat this and go and lay back down in bed. And that's exactly what I did. So that's what I've been doing. But all's well that ends well right now. Everything's great. Thank you, everybody, for the well wishes on Lady Shasha's post that she put. I really
Actually,
appreciate that.
let me pull up that post so we can thank them by name.
I know it was. I could tell you, Doc Kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
It was I forget his name already. Oh my god.
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
The
Doc Kaiju, Tom Baker. Horrormeister Monty.
Mm-hmm.
And the heroine.
Titular heroine.
The titular heroine.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very, very.
10 people that liked the post, but I can't see what their names are. It just says liked by 10 people. So 10 people wished you well.
Thank you for the other 10 people. Yes, thank you to the other 10 people that that liked the comment. I appreciate that. It was a very nice gesture. I didn't think it would be, like it was just basically I thought it was just gonna be me, doing this by myself. But it's nice to know that people do care. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that.
Oh, Doc Kaiju's in the house. They said, I'm glad everything went okay.
Thank you, Doc. Yeah, thank you, Doc. I appreciate that a lot.
All right. I think it's time to wrap it up because I was thinking to myself which I need to do first because I want to watch the other so that I can review it, but then I also have to finish Squid Game in time for next week's show because I think is Squid Game season 3 up yet?
It's been up.
Okay, so then I have to.
Why do you think I binged it? Like I watched 2, and I told you 2 ended on a cliffhanger, which led into season 3. So I just went straight from the cliffhanger right to the next episode, and I was like, "Thank you."
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of editing, probably for 2 hours tonight, and then I will watch the other. Then tomorrow I'll edit for a couple hours and then get into Squid Game so I can get caught up. So
you're not going to watch.
I can't watch it and edit at the same time because
you can't watch the other on Saturday.
Yeah, I can probably wait till Saturday. I kind of wanted to start writing my review earlier, but yeah.
Oh, Doc says started watching Clown in the Cornfield last night. Not bad.
I told you it wasn't bad. I was pleasantly surprised because the trailer did not make it look like it was going to be anything really. The trailer was not promising to me, so I was pleasantly surprised by Clown in a Cornfield.
But I mean, honestly, you watch the other whenever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, the question is, do you want me to wait for you to watch it?
That's what I was hoping for. That's why I posted that to you this morning.
Because I know because I know as soon as we get off here, you're pretty much going to bed at either 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So I'll wait for you to watch the other.
Yeah.
I will try to get caught up on I will get caught up on Squid Game.
You got at least 13 hours left of Squid Games. Because what episode are you on?
5 of season 2.
There's 7. There's 7 on season 2, and I think there's 6.
Oh, that's it. There's only 7.
Yeah.
So I can finish season 2 tonight, probably. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'm gonna finish season 2 tonight. What
are you at? What game or?
I'm at the game where they have to have their legs tied together and they have to walk together and play the different childhood games in the where they're like in the circles where they had to pick a team of 5 and the people that ended up together were I think it was the mother and the son were in the the mother
pregnant girl
with the pregnant girl
and the other lady
and the other they had to they had to be with the shaman that's always yelling at people.
Did they? Yes.
I will take notes. I'm gonna have to take notes in order for me to talk about a whole series. I'm gonna have to take notes.
I could just go by the movie show because I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so yeah, I just needed to know what episode you were on because I think there's 7.
So I'll finish episode 6 and 7 tonight, and then I'll get on to season 3 over the weekend because I really have to do some editing. Because I have a video. I want to publish another video by Sunday.
All right. And then you have your live stream Friday.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. I didn't even post the live stream. I might have to. We'll play it by ear. I'm not 100% sure I can do it on Friday. So I didn't post it up yet. I might have to wait until next week
Well,
because I'm
then,
really
okay.
behind.
All right. Well, now I can go eat my rice
Mm-hmm.
that I made in my rice cooker.
All right.
'cause gotta eat something. I haven't eaten anything all day. Like I had
All
my
day?
eggs this morning. Man, I can't get to a store.
Oh, well, you should let me know because I didn't know. I was doing other stuff. I didn't know that you didn't eat anything. But anyways, let's get out of here and we'll figure out what to eat.
All right.
All right.
Let's do that. All right, bye everybody. Thank you again for the all the well wishes. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.